What's going on YouTube? Ferocity here. Hope you guys are doing well. Now, if you've been around this channel for a little while, you would know that I am not a big fan of the Battle Pass. This system that Activision has implemented to deliver us the DLC content for their year on their Call of Duty games. Now, I'm not against free content. I think it's great for the player base. I think it's great for the community to have free content. I think the fact that we get maps and we get new modes and we get a bunch of weapons, I think that's awesome. And realistically, in theory, I don't hate the 100-tier cosmetic system that they have. I have no problem with that. And honestly, if Activision delivered a little bit more with launch, I would consider buying it because, hey, I'm not opposed to cosmetics. I'm not opposed to paying for them. I'm not opposed to completing challenges to earn them. Hell, I've bought in the Battle Pass before when Fortnite was really big back in, 2017 or 18. I cared about that, and I did invest money into it. But the reason why I don't invest money in the Battle Pass, especially for this game, Black Ops Cold War, is because I truly believe that Activision is doing everything in their power to prevent Black Ops Cold War from being as good of a game as possible. What I mean by that is this game should not have launched November 13th. I understand that Activision needed it to and wanted it to align with the new console launch. I get that. But it's very clear that this was not ready to launch on November 13th. There wasn't enough content, it was extremely buggy, and there were loads of issues. Now, obviously, if you're following the Cyberpunk 2077 launch, you know how buggy that game is and how much they've delayed that game. But honestly, I believe a month or even two to really polish this game up would have made it for a better launch. And I really do truthfully believe that. And I think the community would have rejoiced. I think it would have made the game better. And I think a lot of people would have received this better. We do complain a ton about things like skill-based matchmaking in this game. But honestly, I think we would live with it a little bit better if the game launched in a more complete state. But it didn't, and obviously we're latching on to everything we can that's negative around this game because right now we want this game to succeed, and it seems that everything that Activision is doing is impeding the game from actually succeeding. So now, the question of this video, what would I do, or how to fix the Black Ops delivery of content system? How do we fix how Activision delivers content to the consumer? Now, I think it's very important that if you can identify a problem, that you need to find a solution for it. So just me saying that, hey, I hate this system and it needs to be better, doesn't really help us in any way, shape, or form. Sure, I identified the problem, but I didn't offer up a solution. And that's what I'm going to do in today's video, is talk about what I would do if Activision said, hey, Ferocity, how can we deliver content to the player base and maximize our profit? How do we do that? So this is what I would do personally, and I think it's a combination of what they're doing right now and kind of what other games are doing as well, and kind of take bits and pieces of both and make it your own system. First and foremost, launch with as much content as possible. Launch with as much content as possible. So what I'd like to see, let's take Black Ops Cold War for instance. Raid, the new maps that are being introduced in Season 1, all of this should have been in the game at launch. We shouldn't have had to wait a month for it, period, end of story. If you have more variety when the game launches, if you have more things to do, you're going to retain player base longer. People are not going to get bored, they're not going to go and play other games. The games don't feel as repetitive because you're playing a bunch of different maps, you're playing different game modes, you have more content. So the more content at launch is really, really good. It gets players more invested, gets players more immersed in the experience. So with Season 1, what I would do is I would drop with a zombies map, a couple multiplayer maps, new campaign stuff, and what I would do is I'd integrate the system into the Battle Pass tiers. Now, I honestly don't mind the Battle Pass tier system. It's not bad. But the problem that I have with it is when it's so tied to the only way to get these cosmetics is through the Battle Pass tier system, and I don't like that. I think that if I'm a player and I see a cosmetic I really, really like, and I don't play the game all the time, I should be able to just simply buy that cosmetic item. So let's say I'm a player that plays, 1-2 nights a week, and there's a sick camo I want. There should be a set of challenges for me to complete to get it, or I can just straight up buy it during that battle pass tier system. So whether it's $250 for the camo or whatever it might be, or the camo is part of a package, or whatever it is, I would like it to be a little bit easier to get select camos or select cosmetic items. I'm not talking about weapons. I think weapons are a different story. Either you release them to everybody, or you let people earn them through challenges, or you release them through your tier system in the battle pass for free for everybody, but you do not penalize players that don't play as much as others. You allow every player an equal opportunity to get it, whether they play a ton or play very little, and I think challenges are the best way to deliver that. So big content drops, allowing them to be zombies maps or zombies experiences within the maps, allowing it to be more multiplayer based, having that content, but also releasing stuff for the single players. The players that play campaign, giving us more content there as well. And I think it'll translate to people wanting to pay more money for individual cosmetics or the battle pass tiers or whatever it is, because they're seeing a lot of value in this system. They're seeing that it actually delivers us a ton of content. Whether it's cosmetic items or not, whatever they choose to put in the battle pass tier system is completely up to them. But I honestly think it's a good system, but it'd be nice to get more variety of the content that we get. And it starts from a good foundation at launch. Being able to launch with a lot of content is going to be very important for a strong DLC content release schedule. I think the more content you have at launch, the more you retain players, the more those players are willing to spend money later on down the road, and especially if it's cosmetics only. Like, there are certain cosmetics in other games I'm like, yeah, I'll pay for that. I don't care. For instance, let's say there's a jersey in NHL I really want for my Hockey Ultimate team. I would buy it if that was an option. If I really wanted it from a Hockey Ultimate team, I would consider paying the 50 cents, the 75 cents, the dollar for that jersey just so my team can have it. I like that stuff. I think that stuff is nice to have. So I would actually allow players a little bit more freedom, instead of tied to that battle pass, a little bit more freedom to select the cosmetics they want to get, especially if they're the casual player base that aren't playing all the time. So when they're more or less likely not to get the battle pass, and on top of it, they're not going to complete the battle pass tiers even if they do it. So allowing them an opportunity to purchase these because maybe they want them. And I think that is perfectly fine. I think that is totally okay. So realistically, Activision is really close with how DLC should be managed with Call of Duty. They just need to fine tune it a bit. I think they need to focus on launching with a more complete game. And I think they need to allow a little bit more freedom with what they're releasing for other players to be able to get. I think that it is I think they're missing out on some money and some revenue by not letting players individually buy certain cosmetics. Now, I know that you can purchase like tier skips through with COD points, but a lot of players don't want to drop the whatever dollar amount. Let's say there's a cosmetic they really want at tier 70 and they can only get to tier 30 for that. They're not going to pay the absorbent amount of money to get to that 70 tier level. They should just be able to unlock that tier or unlock that cosmetic for $2.50 or $3. And I think that would really bring in some extra revenue. And that's honestly how I'd fix the Battle Pass system. So I want to know what you guys think down below in the comment section. How would you guys fix the Battle Pass system? Let me know with a comment down below. As always, guys, if you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button. If you want to see more videos from me, please hit the subscribe button. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.